Hey everyone, it's Greg again with A&A Masonry. We've got another, well, you can see we're in the middle of a demolition here, doing some brick repair. The call was because of essentially water damaged bricks, or what we call spalling, where water freezes on the brick and then takes the layer off and then essentially just erodes its way inward.
A&A Masonry, an award-winning company servicing the Greater Toronto Area and the Golden Horseshoe.
The reason for that is there's no drip edge under here where the water would cascade over, and normally it should fall by breaking with what we call a drip edge or a groove that would be under the concrete overhang. There was none of that, so it was pulling onto the brick, which is kind of typical with this type of construction and the time period when the house was built. So the solution that we offered to the homeowner was simple. We're going to take the railings off, we're going to do a natural stone veneer on top of the concrete in order to beautify the home aesthetically, but also to draw the water off the surface and to break away from the concrete or the brickwork here. So once we pull the bricks off, you can see the actual structure is not supported by the brickwork, although the brickwork is poured onto the top bricks. And why you see it broken apart here is because that's a weaker part. So with the water damage, it also eroded into the concrete and pulled it away. So it's a little bit technical what we're going to do here, but we're going to frame with wood, dowel in some steel. We're going to pour a little bit of concrete here to hold on to this so that we have a surface on which to lay the natural stone, which you're going to see in the next segment. And then we're going to build the brickwork up here. Then the final solution, the stage, will be to put the stonework on top, and doing so we're going to have a nice overhang, and it's going to draw the water over just like a roof on top of a house, and then drop the water away from the brickwork. So not only are we going to do the repair, but we don't want that deterioration to happen over and over again.
Here you can see the A&A crew setting up for the wooden structure to frame the concrete to form the top of the porch, to prepare for the stone to be laid on top. Exact care and measurements are required to make the structure exactly right, so that the stone can be successfully installed on top of the concrete surface. Once done, and the concrete has been set and is now fully formed, on the top of the landing section and the sides of the steps, the installation of the stone can occur. The stone is exactly measured and cut for a perfect fit on the landing of the porch. Then it is carefully laid on fresh concrete. The mortar needs to form a strong bond with the existing concrete, which means that all debris must be removed. The crew put the time and care in this to ensure that the bond is super strong and the stone is installed to last a long time. The stone coping is laid on the porch landing first. Here you can see the crew applying an extra bonding agent on the bare concrete before laying down a layer of new concrete to put the stone on. This extra care with the additional bonding agent ensures that the stone will stay in place by bonding the new concrete with the existing stair structure. This allows the stone to stay in place and look great for many years in the future. And here's Greg showing the crew improvising on the job.
Okay, here we have a typical Banis type of limestone. It's a very hard stone, it's like a granite. We have Eduardo here, he's going to show us a little bit of facing, or what we call chiseling, to get what we call a rock face edge. And hopefully he doesn't break it, but we're going to take a look at his skill right now. The reason we're doing this is because these three sides are going to be on the outside, so we want to have a consistent look. So it's a nice finish in stone masonry, but it's a very old traditional technique. Let's take a look. Hope he doesn't break it.
Póngale presión aquí. Póngale el pie ahí otra vez. I mean, I have to break it, right?
Now we're going to turn it over and we're going to do the other half, and we're going to get a nice rock face finish, and that's how you do chiseling. Okay. shouldn't be a two-man job, but okay. Union rules.
Yeah.
So now here we're moving around the corner, okay? And we were here to do an inspection to look at the walkway, and of course what we just saw in the front there, also the chimney is spalling and having water damage as well. And then we noticed something like this. And the homeowner says, well, I don't know why they bricked it like this, but when you look at this, it's something that we would see on a lot of less than desirable work. But this used to be a window. And just like you see over there where you have the window sill out of bricks, they just opted to just cut it and just to leave this. To fix this would be maybe about 15-20 minutes work when you're here. It's just a very simple fix. But again, we see a lot of this inferior type of work. It's just something that obviously when we're here, we're going to clean up and make it look really nice and clean. Just one of the things you see. Okay, so we're getting ready to put a tread on, which is a coping stone. It's going to have the rock face. We saw that chiseled. And we put them on first because we want to manage the water flow. And you're going to see how we put the risers on to prevent water from getting into joints as it's cascading down the steps. The white material is a little bit of a bonding agent from the original cement to the mortar that's going to be placed on, that's going to adhere to the stone and lock it in. Let's watch and see how they do this.
Quisiera vayan preparando la pieza. Puede pasar por aquí, ¿no? Qué bueno que lo hace.
Going to put a nice mortar bed in there. That way we'll be able to level and angle the stone because we're going to let water to follow the slope of the steps and again draw the water away.
De cuatro patas. They have a slope towards this.
Perfect. Just follow the slope. Again, it's drawing away from the house and a drawing towards the driveway, the natural flow of the concrete. And then you have a nice finished step. The purpose of doing this first is because now we're going to place, when we're done the treads, all of them, we're going to put the riser stone up against. So again, when the water falls, there's no mortar joint here where it's going to get caught. Water is going to get caught, freeze, and want to expand and push the stone away. It will land on the natural stone surface and continue to flow down. I'd say about 50 to 60% of the jobs done in the Greater Toronto area are done incorrectly. They're done with the risers placed first, and then the tread goes up against the riser. This is the correct way to do masonry steps. Nice job.
Thank you.
The The rest of the treads are laid on the steps in the same fashion. Again, each one, exactly measured, laid down on top of fresh mortar with the bonding agent as you saw previously. Also, where you saw the bricks stick out at the door where there once was a window, you can see here that this has also been fully cleaned up and looks great. Another attention to detail on the job. This is where A&A excels, always striving to provide top quality and the best service for the homeowner. And here you have the finished product of the stone fully applied to the steps and porch, and it looks fantastic. Also, the brickwork is fully done on the front of the steps and looks great. The attention to detail and to make sure that these steps last a long time is a specialty of A&A. And not only did they do a full job on the stairs and porch, but they also put in a stone border along the driveway. The stone border not only provides support for the asphalt driveway, but it also extends into a beautiful walkway going to the side of the home. So if you care for your home and you have an important next project that you are looking at, if you want a top-notch job performed by the best in the business, if you want a job that is going to look gorgeous and last for years and years, call the professionals at A&A and let them get to work for you to make your dream a reality. To schedule your next project, contact A&A Masonry today.